Hello and welcome to New Filmmakers Los Angeles. I'm delighted to be joined by João, who I just love his films so much. How are you doing, João? You doing okay?
I'm doing great, and you, Danny?
Very good, very good. Glad we can virtually have this conversation together. But for those that haven't seen Día De Las Carpas, let's take a look at the clip.
And don't nobody want to go fishing with your dad, Jonathan?
One of the viejos got a big fish and I want to see it.
Señora, mírenlo. ¿Cómo es este país? Por favor, no me lleven.
Hey, let's go get Mr. Gomez Snickers. He don't need him where he's going. I bet they have candy.
There's no candy here. Let's go.
Holy shit.
Surprise!
Where's your family? Did they get taken?
No, yet. It's okay though. We have a plan to meet at the ocean if the Iceman ever came.
Come with us.
Looking for this family. 2 girls, a mom, illegal. Anyone seen her?
¿Sabes de cuántos pleitos nos puedes meter?
Wow, that fish is freaking huge.
Whoa, it's so big.
João, I'm so honored to have you here. I'm so love your artistic vision. I love the world that you took us in as much as I hated the subject of what these people were going through in this film. But for those that haven't seen your film, tell us a brief synopsis.
In a very brief synopsis, I would say that Día De Las Carpas, it's about a little girl who escapes deportation by becoming, spoiler alert, a mermaid. And it's an adventure kind of like E.T., but I would say that for Latin kids. And when 3 neighborhood boys, they want to help this girl to get reunited with her family, and they embark on this little adventure, and it's like they get into trouble, but they finally get out of trouble. And I think it's a film for, for the whole family, and it deals with a very difficult subject, but we are doing through the kids' perspective, and I feel like kids see the world as everything's an adventure, everything's magical. And I had to tap into that when I was younger, when I was that age to make the film. But yeah, I think that's in a nutshell, that's the film.
This world that you took us in through these young kids' eyes. Firstly, I absolutely love your actors, your young actors. They were mesmerizing, like wonderful, engaging, and worked so well together. Like it was amazing to watch. I want to get into that for sure. But where did the inspiration come for you in creating this particular project?
Well, this was a project with the screenwriter Marina. And that inspiration actually come, I think, when she saw there's an article about a giant carp that lives in MacArthur Park in Los Angeles. So there is a 50-pound park that lives in Los Angeles in MacArthur Park. And fishermen, they go to this carp and they teach kids how to fish so they can get out of trouble. So that was the whole inspiration for her. And then when I saw that, I was like, hey, that's a film, we should like start getting into that. So slowly we started building this world around it. Where would takes place in East LA. And we met a few of the fishermen, to get that kind of inspiration for the real life persons. They're called from the Ghetto Carp Fishing Club. Mm-hmm. So that's the thing. But obviously we created like our characters, right, based on that word. And then we went with the mermaid because it just made our message, which is like mermaids can go everywhere, they're free to go. So we just ties up everything literally. And then we just have to figure out the way how to get there. And then our inspiration was like films like E.T., Little Rascals, where you're really liking the point of view of the kids, and those films that you really watch when you were that age.
I listen, I love your imagination. I love the world you took us into. I love the way this film was played out. Like it was mesmerizing to watch. It really was. And this location that you set this, where was the location? Because it was just like this beautiful little community in town that it was wonderful to watch.
It's an abandoned motel in Arts District.
What?
Yes. It's for some reason, it's like a very gentrified place here in LA right now, but there is this abandoned motel where all the buildings around it are new or are in construction. But this place they never sold. I have no idea what's the reason behind it. But it exists, and they do a lot of films there. Actually, they shot like a Justin Bieber music video. It was just really literally the perfect location, and it took us probably like 3 months to find it.
I listen. You know, you mentioned about some of the films like Little Rascals and those cult family films that we remember through our ages. But I felt like you were making that yourself. Like it really did feel like you were making this like beautiful cult film about this very, very difficult circumstances that the children's families were going through, but through the eyes and imaginations of young kids. And let me just say, like, you got a treat in the boys and the girls that you had involved. Like, tell us a bit how you brought that cast together, because they just worked brilliantly together.
Yeah, we had a very good casting director called Erica, and she just like, as the casting process goes, we see like dozens of kids, but from the first casting session, I saw just tapes, because it started with tapes only. I saw the tapes of Tony, Camila, Beto, and they were really the characters. They just jumped out of the page. It was quite amazing. And then so my work as a director was like, okay, I have this great talent, so I just need to make sure that they are still there, those characters, when they're put on the camera. So I had a lot of exercises for them to like bond together, and like we went for a pizza party with them. We had like many like acting exercises where to like make them like not conscious that they're acting as well. Like playing animals different, so they can create that kind of bond. And I feel like what was really amazing about the film, because film is such a intense, heavy work once you are on set, because even for the kids, they have to be on set very early. They have their little school, and for us adults as well, we have to be early. It's almost like a battle, right? So I think that really bonded them together, and they created like this friendship on set, and that obviously translated to the screen, because they were like so comfortable with each other and so eager to do the film.
It was so wonderful to watch. Like I could feel them all enjoying what they were doing. It was really, really special to see. And just so much like, even without the script, like just their reactions to the circumstance and situations, like, you can't really, you can only do so much. They just reacted so well to situations. I mean, one of my favorite moments actually is the entrance of our lovely Little Mermaid, essentially. But the moment she enters the boys, I felt the boys almost like they sort of almost got more mature by just her presence, like, oh, we got to be more mature now. And just that kind of like thing that you have when you're a kid and you just, and new people in front of you. And it was great to visualize. How do you work? I mean, obviously you got to know your actors and stuff, but I mean, how do you normally work? Were you kind of letting them play a little bit and rehearse, or you kind of giving them sort of certain themes or emotions to feel? How did it work for you as a director?
Well, in terms of script, everything was script writer there. Because it was such a heavy script production wise. Mostly, if something's a little bit different, it's fine, but we mostly they all were very professional in learning the lines and everything. So then how I would work with them is that I just had a few exercises that we work with, this is in the rehearsal phase. But for example, give us them instruction like, oh, this scene feels like a SpongeBob cartoon scene. So when you run away, you have to make fun of him and then you run away really fast. And stand as reference because they live in that world. So that was one of the ways. And for example, in that scene before they meet the mermaid, when they enter the dark apartment, we would say, I remember I always give them feelings or words they can describe the word. So I would say to them on rehearsal, like, how would the word feel as a mysterious word? So they would interpret that way. So it's like, I don't know, whatever they feel mysterious means. So then on set, it was about combining those feelings with the script. So so it was, hey, remember that word when you played happy, and so it's a happy scene. Like, remember when we played, oh, this is a mysterious scene you're investigating. So they just got it, like once you plant that they have very good memory. Kids are very smart. So
Yeah.
once you teach them something, they get away very quickly. It's actually the positive thing. Uh, Kids are just very smart. I think we just don't remember how smart we were when we were that age.
Absolutely. Most in these, cult family films that are created, normally the parents are going through some form of a hardship, right? And the kids are trying to save the day, in some respect. I think the hardest thing about watching your film was that there was just, there's such a horrible, unnecessary hardship, and how awful ICE feel. And it's just disgusting, because it's kind of like this is just so uncalled for, the way that families are treated, by these people that are trying to detain and deport. It's so unfair and so horrible to watch. It made me just, it made me very angry to watch at the same time, even though I just saw how light and wonderful the kids were and dealing with it. But was that kind of also an example to say this is a horrible reality, for what some families have to go through?
Yes, definitely. That's one of the reasons for the film to make the film, because it's just such an important topic that should be, evaluated, should be part of, it's something that it's a conversation from today's societies. So it was really about to see how would a child perspective see that, and the kids really understand, even Camila, who was 8 years old in the time of filming, she really understand what it feels to be separated from her family, and I would talk to her like, how would she feel if your character was separated from your family?
Yeah.
And so she could really tap into that. So yeah.
And I think most importantly is just, I think it was so important, as horrible as it was to display it, to show the sense of reality, but also, these people have done nothing wrong other than trying to make a better life for themselves and their family. And wouldn't anyone want to do that for their family? And I love that you took on this, wonderful perspective of the young people, and kind of just how resilient young people are as well. Like, it's almost incredible the things they have to face. They cope better than most adults, it's quite amazing. Listen, the wonderful thing about the time when this film was, we loved having it with us at New Filmmakers. It was extra special to have it partnered with the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, and an extra special celebration of being in the month of September to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. What was that experience like for you?
Oh, it was great. I had such a great time in New Filmmakers LA, especially during this COVID time. We managed to have like so many workshops, and we met so much wonderful people, and even a lot of people watched the film, and I got so many messages about it. So that's really special, because that's the things that keep me going especially during this difficult time as a pandemic, as an artist, as a director. I'm really dependent on like Zoom meetings and all this kind of stuff to like advance my career and just to keep creating. So when something was like very nice, it just encouraged you, like, okay, let's keep going.
Yeah, no, we need your storytelling. We need your director. We need your films. We need you to keep making things for us. And so brings me on to say, even though during these times, what are you doing right now? What's next for you? What are you working on next?
I have like 2 projects that I'm working on. Because what I really like doing is really taking a topic that's difficult to tackle on and make it like, find a new perspective, make it fun, make it entertaining. So I finished writing during this quarantine horror film.
Great.
So very different, but just as fun, I would say. And that one, I cannot reveal much yet, but people are getting a really good response about it. So that's one of the projects. Me and Marina, she is writing Día De Las Carpas as a feature as well.
Yes. Oh, great.
And that one, it's not that easy to write a feature, but it's a process, you know. We hope to have everything ready at some point, maybe later this year or maybe early next year. And I'm also working a gay superhero kind of TV series that I relate.
Oh, awesome.
So I'm just doing, I'm really took this time to like try to work, get everything that was in my mind on paper. So hopefully by the time we can like shoot stuff, I have like, do you want something? Yes, come here, I have it.
Oh,
so
great.
I just want to have fun next year. I really want.
Yes, that sounds wonderful. And I love that you're just breaking down. Listen, I've been waiting for a gay superhero TV series forever. So I'm glad you're in the process of making that. You know, I think it's something that hasn't been done yet and should have been. So that's exciting as well. So and the feature version, that's brilliant. So
Yeah,
well done
it's
you.
up here. Like all my work is like up here. That's why it's such a mess. There's like
I love it. Look at that mood board right there. Look at it.
horror stuff and everything else.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, listen, I'm so happy that, you know, you're utilizing your creative juices and keep going and making things and projects. And I'm so excited to see much more of your films. But thank you for bringing this one to us. Just keep making more movies for us, please.
All right. Thank you so much, Danny.